Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we're going to be talking about that damn Lebron James. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to hit all notifications to be notified the second we drop our content. Let me just get into this topic here. As you guys know, JJ Redick and LeBron James debuted their podcast today called Mind the Game Pod with LeBron James. Now, as you guys know, JJ Redick is already a big voice in sports media on ESPN and the independent sector. So when we heard that him and LeBron James were going to be pairing up, a lot of us were surprised. As a matter of fact, we even did a show discussing this new venture, this new merger. So throughout the day, I was kind of seeing different posts on the internet about some of the quotes from the first episode. So maybe about 10 minutes ago, I decided, okay, let me start watching this episode. It's about a 43-minute show to see what it's all about. So I click on it, and I get to a segment where they start discussing the most influential basketball players ever. And LeBron starts off talking about what Stephen Curry did, and then he goes off and starts saying, since he's been watching basketball, since he's been covering the game, to use his words, Stephen Curry and Allen Iverson are the most influential basketball players he has ever seen. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, you didn't watch Michael Jordan? For those of you who don't believe LeBron just said that, we want to play it for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this madness that LeBron just spewed out of his mouth. Take a listen to that.
Because I believe in 08, 09, or whenever that little light-skinned came in the league, that's in Golden State, he changed that whole narrative. He did. He single-handedly changed the no lead is safe. It's like Pat Mahomes right now.
It's interesting you bring up Steph because I think there's
Love that guy,
a long history of
Steph.
Great players that have impacted the game. And you can see a lineage between different skill sets, right? Michael to Kobe, right? You can see that. I don't know that there's been a player that has influenced the game more than Steph. And you can certainly point to like Harden for sure in that era, Damian Lillard for sure. But you're right, it started with Steph.
When it comes to influence, since I've been watching the game, the most influence on the game. And obviously we know what Mike did for the game.
Sure.
You know, Steph and Allen Iverson are the two biggest influential guys in our game since I've been watching it and covering it. You know, one, they're 6'3", 6'4", if you want to.
Steph's not 6'4".
If you want to look on the back of a basketball card, you know, you're always a lot taller on the back of the basketball card. You know, Allen Iverson and Steph, they were just so relatable, and kids felt like they could be them. They were guys that was not always counted on. They were small in stature, and they just defined the odds. So you got AI, who's like unbelievable crossover, cornrows, arm sleeve. We wear arm sleeve. Everyone wears an arm sleeve now because of Allen Iverson. And he's going in the trenches, you know, laying it up over bigs, whatever the case may be. And now you have Steph, who's shooting over the Empire State Building. You know, it's like those two are the two most influential when you say the game, how they changed the game, and the kids, and like, those are two guys that you just wanted to watch every single night.
What LeBron just said let me know that LeBron is a serious hater. LeBron is a serious hater of Michael Jordan. This is what I'm beginning to understand. See, the fact of the matter is Clutch Sports controls the media landscape. They have a lot of guys in media that argue on the behalf of LeBron James. Many people have said this. Doug Gottlieb, Jason Whitlock, and many of us have speculated on this. That's the first thing. And all of these guys are always pushing LeBron. And the new thing the new wave was now they're hating on the 90s. That's the first thing. LeBron has made it his business to try to position himself as the greatest player of all time, unsuccessfully, because he's only been able to convince very few people. But nevertheless, he hasn't stopped. So yesterday when I found out that the podcast was coming out, I started to ask myself, wait a minute, what is this podcast actually going to be about? Is it going to be about LeBron talking basketball, or is it going to be about him trying to push and promote his own agenda? So I listened to that clip, and as LeBron was talking, I was totally confounded, and I'll tell you why. What do we hear all the time about LeBron James? What's the thing that we always hear? We hear that he's a basketball historian. What is the definition of a historian? A historian is somebody that basically collects information about things that has happened in the past about a particular thing, particular industry, and then studies them and knows them. So if LeBron is a student of the game, a basketball historian, and since you've been watching the game, which begins to make me wonder, did LeBron start watching basketball in 1996 when AI and these guys came into the league? I refuse to believe that. The reason I refuse to believe that is because the person that you said, yeah, MJ did his thing, and you're talking about AI and all of these guys, why didn't you decide to wear their jersey when you came into the NBA? Why did you wear Michael Jordan's number on the back of your jersey coming into the NBA? Help me figure it out. Why didn't you wear AI's number 3? Or go wear Stephen Curry's number? Why did you wear Michael Jordan's number? Why didn't you steal AI's powder toss? He never did it, but Jordan did. Why did you steal that? Why is your whole media machine basically cocked towards trying to find ways to put you next to ahead of Michael Jordan? I'm confused. Now, he talked about the influence that AI had. I'm one of the people that's been saying that Allen Iverson is easily one of the most influential NBA players. And we actually did a show a number of years ago where I said AI was the most influential player since Jordan, but then that was before Stephen Curry really took off and started doing his thing. AI was absolutely influential. AI was influential in terms of the basketball culture, the way NBA players carried themselves, the way they dressed, the fact that they started wearing tattoos and started having cornrows. And AI was a fusion of basketball and hip hop, which made him a cultural phenomenon. Stephen Curry, I understand the point about how he revolutionized the game in terms of the way the game is being played with a lot of guys wanting to shoot threes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And AI also influenced a lot of guys with his crossover and all of that. But to say that Allen Iverson, who I love, and Stephen Curry are more influential than Michael Jordan, you got to get off the crack pipe. You got to put the crack pipe down. I don't know what they had in those bottles of wine. So let's discuss the influence that Jordan had over not just the NBA, but sports. Jordan actually revolutionized the shoe market. When LeBron came into the NBA, who did he pattern his business acumen after? Was Michael Jordan. Jordan was the one that really took shoes to a whole different level. Jordan was the one that really brought branding into the business of basketball. He's the one that really ushered in the serious money in basketball. That's why his last 2 years, he earned about $30 million for the ball. If Jordan didn't set that precedent, none of these guys would be earning that money. Some of you guys would say, well, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson signed a $25 million contract for a lifetime contract with the Lakers. Jordan was the one that got $60 million, I believe, over 2 years. So Jordan is the one that brought the money. Now, you're talking about influence. Help me understand. Am I imagining it, or were they not doing commercials about talking about, I want to be like Mike, where you had kids all over the world basically trying to dunk and lay up with their tongue hanging out? Or you had people all over the world all of a sudden rocking the ball. Now, all of a sudden, the ball became, who do you think caused all of that? Who to this day has people wearing their sneakers up and down Jordans outsell all of these athletes today, including LeBron James. So how are we not going to mention his impact? To me, LeBron came off as a straight up hater, as a straight up and down, because you said two things that didn't make sense. The first thing he said was, since I've been watching the game, LeBron started watching basketball in 1996. Is that what y'all LeBron older than me. LeBron older than me. He 3 years older than me. So you telling me LeBron started watching basketball in 1999? Like, what are we on right now? To suggest that there's a player more influential than Jordan is a joke, is a big joke. A very big joke. Even the Allen Iverson he referred to was influenced by Jordan. The AI he was referring to was influenced by Michael Jordan. But now I understand what these guys did. It is crystal clear. This entire show is going to be about propaganda. It's all going to be about elevating him, his era, and discounting other people along the way. He's the most influential basketball player I have ever seen. What? Michael Jordan influenced athletes in different sports. Do y'all know that? Do you also know that Tom Brady, to go to football, was saying that the person he was trying to catch was Michael? Why would an NFL quarterback be trying to catch Michael Jordan? Like, make it make sense. And you telling me this? LeBron a flat out hater. That's all he is, a flat out hater. You're like, yeah, I know what Jordan did, but if we looking at Stephen, I'm out.